there's no pace in that team. Number one, they lost their key center back. Talk about a Switzerland team that are unbeaten in like 17.
Let's talk about Italy. What did you think about that game?
Dreadful performance. In fact, this Euros, it was even better that Italy didn't show up. They
Hmm.
should have just stayed at home. Like they should not have even come for the Euro. Just give their spot to someone else. They were terrible. Like throughout this tournament, they've been terrible. In their last four games, they've conceded first. From the first game that they played, they went 1-0 down. They recovered. The next game, same thing. The game after that, same thing. Second round game against Switzerland, same thing. There was no patterns of play. I didn't really get what Spalletti was trying to do. I'll be honest with you, because if you check the last all the games they've played in these tournaments, right?
Yeah.
They've had maybe like 9 shots on target or so,
Hmm.
or 9 shots at goal. Very ridiculous stats. So I didn't get what their coach was trying to do. Spalletti, he's just been poor in this tournament. I would prefer they left Mancini, right?
Italy in the group stage, they did somewhat okay, right?
They were not they were basic. Italy was basic.
Yeah,
And you
I'll
know
say
the thing
okay.
that pains me, they didn't the match that they stopped, the first game they used Jorginho and they were good.
Yeah. It was
But
like the
after
perfect match
which they
start.
stopped, yes, after which they stopped using Jorginho, were bringing him in, they were just very bad. There was nobody, there's no pace in that team, number one. They lost their key center back,
Yeah.
right? It's just Barella that is Barella and Chiesa that people with pace. The rest people are very slow,
Yeah.
right? They just sit back, try to like compress and absorb pressure,
Yeah.
and hope to hit you on the counter attack. But that's like an olden days football. I don't know. Football has moved on, right?
Yeah.
You talk about a Switzerland team that are unbeaten in like 17, maybe just
Mm.
one loss in 17 games. They had a ridiculous start coming into this game. They've only lost once in like 17 games, if I
Yeah.
remember clearly. Right? They come in and you know what you're up against. You could see the patterns of play in between them. They were moving the balls faster, quicker. Like Italy could not even, it was that bad that when Italy wins the ball, they could not even progress it. Immediately Switzerland wins the ball back, use the same ball to attack them. For the first 45 minutes, it was that bad that the commentator was just like attack after attack, wave of attacks after attack. If Italy does not do something, they will go a goal down. Not long after I said that, they went a goal down.
But we know Italy to be a side that
Yeah,
are
yeah,
very defensive, right?
yeah,
This is them.
yeah,
They don't mind taking that pressure. They don't
yeah,
mind having that old
yeah,
school style of football,
yeah,
low,
yeah,
sit back and defend deep. And
yeah,
we could attack, but if we find our one opportunity to score you, we score you
yeah.
1-0, and then we move along,
And
right?
we'll move on.
They're
Yeah,
like a country that we've known them for a long time to be a tournament country. Yeah, they can
yeah,
easily get to a final, right? Based on that style of
exactly.
football.
Yeah,
Is this a
yeah.
point where Italy should now start thinking of their style of play? Of like football has changed. You can't just defend deep because teams now, if
Hmm.
you do that, they find ways around that. Is this what you're trying to say, really?
Uh, I just think like Italy, there's just something wrong with the team in the sense that the midfield isn't good,
Yeah,
right? For you to really dominate a game and for you to play, even if you want to sit back and counter attack,
yeah,
you should have a good midfield. You should have someone like Jorginho, a senior man,
mm,
in there that knows that this is the plan. We get the ball immediately. We are launching it. Chiesa is running. Barella is running. Gronto is maybe on one of the wings,
mm-hmm,
right? There was no outlet. That was the key problem. There's no outlet. There was no plan. Even if they get the ball, they were having too many misplaced passes in the midfield. That
yeah,
showed one thing. Your midfielders are not comfortable,
mm,
right?
yeah,
Either your midfielders are not comfortable in progressing the ball, or the setup was not good because Switzerland played three at the back and probably flooded the midfield with five people,
mm,
right?
yeah,
I'm not sure, I can't remember what Italy had in midfield, but Italy maybe had like three midfielders,
mm,
right? We could go back and look at the formation, but it just felt unbalanced in the sense that when Italy gets the ball, the midfield is not able to progress the ball. It feels like there were just so many Switzerland players there,
Yeah.
and Shaka was on fire. Shaka was on fire. When I say someone was on flames of fire,
Mm-hmm.
Shaka was on fire. I'm still trying to think why Arteta even sold him. Shaka was really good, dictating the play. Once they lose the ball, you see everybody running from Switzerland, trying to win the ball. There was that pressure on the ball from the front, pushing up, and the defending by Akanji and Schar were just so good.
Yeah, Akanji is good.
Like they played as if they've been playing together for long.
Mm.
See Akanji making last grabs tackles, watching the game and having that thing. There's some kind of reading the game or just
Yeah.
reading the game from the back. You anticipate what the few attacks that Italy had. Akanji cut them off. Share cut. The only chance that let me tell you how bad the game is. The only chance that Italy had to score in this game
Mm-hmm.
was a cross into the box. Their share was trying to nod out, and the ball hit their bar.
Mm.
That was the only opportunity they had to score. The rest of the game, if you didn't even watch the match, you didn't miss much from Italy. If you're an Italian supporter, it was that bad that the fans were like shouting, like, "Would you not do something?" The changes were bad. Changes did not make any difference.
So what's the next step? Is this a point where they
I
start to
think the,
coach,
I think the next step would
change
be
tactics?
sack Spalletti,
Mm-hmm.
allowed allowed if that's his name, allowed their coach go, hard refresh. I don't know why they allowed Mancini go, right? Because it just feels odd that Mancini has really progressed the Italian team, right?
Yeah.
Really good football. They are solid in the middle, like not just sitting down to counter attack, but they're a bit aggressive in winning the ball. There
Yeah.
was no aggression, and
Mm.
that part of the no aggression was the pattern of play was wrong. The formation, like the formation Switzerland had, subdued the formation they even had. But apart from that, they've just been poor in the tournament. So
Mm.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
interesting. Anyways, let's talk about Germany, Denmark, right?
Yeah, and winner from this game from
Mm-hmm.
Switzerland. Switzerland would meet either the winners from England or Slovenia. So we'll see what happens.
But yeah, before we move on to Germany, Denmark, let's actually wrap this conversation.
Yeah.
I know you're saying they'll meet either England or uh,
Slovenia, Slovenia,
Slovakia.
yep. Slovakia.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they'll meet either England or Slovakia. Do you
yeah.
think that, let's say they meet England, let's say some way somehow Southgate is able to push England, you know, through
They'll
through
be out. Out.
some sort of tactics. Let's say England moves forward. If England meets Switzerland,
Mm.
what are your thoughts on that, based on what you've seen so far in this competition?
We'll have that England conversation fully, but I
Yeah,
just
just
feel
really
if
quick. Yeah,
if Southgate does what he's been doing before and expect a different result, he's coming back home. The trophy is not coming home. They are coming home. That's my
okay.
summary.